Do you speak about Egypt? Is this a joke? I apologize. I forgot to introduce myself to you. My name is Hafez. And my teacher is Ibrahim Swalem. He is an Egyptian academic. He deliver his message through me. You are welcome in the channel. I found strange information on the internet. There are those who say that the Egyptian civilization is not for the Egyptians. Do you know Egypt? Of course it is the first country in history. The Egyptian civilization is not for the Egyptians. Well, who has civilization then? Some people say it belongs to aliens. And others say it's for the Jews. I didn't know that my grandfather might be an alien, or his friend from Jupiter. The Egyptian civilization is very attractive, and has a lot of wonderland. And the last thing I found is that the ancient Egyptians were of the Negro race. Unfortunately, all this is being promoted by the media, and the owners of this information claim that they are being persecuted. Egyptians are African, and this does not mean that they are Negro race. Africa is mostly black, but this does not mean that others are intruders or do not exist. The Egyptian people are very ancient. They live within families, respect and reverence for ancestors. The name of Egypt differs in Latin from Arabic or Semitism in general. Egypt is out of Ar-Gebti, and meaning of Ar-Gebti come from Ar is the flood, and Geb or Gebti is earth symbol in the Egyptian language. It means the land of the flood. The Greeks took the name Egyptus from the Egyptian teacher priests, where the ancient Greeks learned. This is the name of Egypt as the official name of the country. This extends over 7,000 years. But the Egyptian people described the land in ancient literature and folklore as Kemet, which is the Black Mud Land. Egyptians today still use many ancient Egyptian words, although the Egyptians speak Arabic, but they are distinguished in their speech. Many peoples lived among the Egyptians, and they fused and merged with the Egyptians, not the opposite. This does not mean that the Egyptians have become extinct, or a mixture of peoples. The Egyptians struggled against anyone who tried to enter and occupied Egypt. But they allowed the force of law for people to live, even foreigners, to work, trade, and settle as the first legal society and human rights in history. The Egyptians let the foreigners lived in their own gatherings, and when they became a threat to their identity and their state, they were expelled from the country like the Hyksos. Civilization and the state were formed in Egypt long before the dynastic era. That is, before there were organized human gatherings on the planet, with the except Iraq, where India and China were primitive societies until the era of the Egyptian intermediate state. That is, after the Egyptian civilization began, about 3,200 years ago. This is proven in the Turin Papyrus. It was discovered by Bernardino Drovati, known as Napoleon Proconsul, before 1824 AD, and now preserved in the Egyptian Museum in Turin. This painting contains more than 300 Egyptian kings. The age of the Egyptian people in the papyrus extends back to more than 15,000 BC. I will leave you a link to download the image in the description below the video. I finished today's episode. Wait for me in upcoming episodes, and I will tell you about Egypt, as you have not heard about it before. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.